Hi, Tru Wonder team, here with your lesson rundown for the weekend of February 1st and 2nd. We have made it to February. I am giving up my winter coat, except when walking the dog, and if it's under 30. But other than that, I am ready for spring, less than 2 months. So this weekend, we are moving into the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 28, talking about Solomon building the temple. Our verse for the month of February will be 1 Corinthians 11:1. Follow my example as I follow the example of Christ. And our ponder point this weekend is God is worthy of our worship, part 2. So last weekend we talked about all the different ways that we can worship, and we allowed the kids to kind of, play with that a little bit. Like, you can shout worship to God, and you can sing worship to God, and you can dance, and you can create things. And now this weekend we're actually going to be talking about how Solomon then wanted to create a place where the people could come and worship God together. So our lesson, I should start with our explore activities. We'll have some puzzles of the temple that the kids can put together and then build, and also some Legos out for the kids to build things with as well. So we will have a hammer in our wardrobe. And as we go through the lesson, it actually talks about even going back to Moses and how Moses built the tabernacle and how that was this large tent that they could take with them because God went with them, but it was a place where God met with his people. And then how David, as he became king, wanted to build this temple for the Lord, but because of the mistakes that he had made, God told him no, that it would actually be his son in charge of building the temple. But then even how David had just the foresight, to plan ahead for Solomon to set him up for success. So David was collecting all of the materials, and he was encouraging the people who would need, who would use their skills as well. So as Solomon was building, he already had the materials he needed. He already had the workers that he needed. But Solomon believed that the temple should be such a holy place. It should be a quiet place for the people to come and worship the Lord, that they did not allow tools in the temple. So a lot of the work was even done off-site and then brought in. So just even reflecting on, the lesson starts out really noisy and sounds of a construction site, and then quiet. And just comparing the two, noisy and can you think, could you talk to your friends? And then quiet, and now you can even whisper to your friends. So just comparing those two as well within our lesson. But again, just driving home the point that God is with us wherever we are. He doesn't just meet with us when we come to a place, but that because through Jesus' work, through the Spirit, we have him with us wherever we go. And then our craft this weekend, they're going to be making their own little toolboxes. So we have a lot of time then for the craft because they will be coloring, cutting. These kids are all 5 and up, so we should be okay with our safety scissors in the classroom. And then gluing those on to their toolbox image. So because this is a craft that has a little more involved, I'd love it if you could hit on these wonder questions. I wonder what either gifts or talents could I bring to give to building something for God, or what are some of the other ways that I can worship God, and how do I know God is worthy, and how does God feel when I worship him? These questions are included in our lessons, and they are there to guide our small group discussion times, and I love when we can get to them and the point is not the project. The point is the connection with the kids, and for them to then feel connected to God through the lesson that they've learned and through their interaction with you. So I just encourage you to really step into that this weekend. And then last thing, we have our soup herbal party right after the 11 o'clock service on Sunday. So please just join us in the snack room for soup for lunch. Bring your families. We just want to hang out with you. All right, see you soon. Bye.